Thank you, Mayor Fisher. Distinguished guests, which you all are, ladies and gentlemen, which you all are, you'll note by my accent that I have a somewhat distinctive voice that's trying to engage and connect with you. When most people have asked me in my visits to Louisville, where do I come from, I've mostly stated the UK. Most people stand off and don't want to engage with me, and I try to work it out. It was only in this room last year for the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Awards when I met Lonnie Ali for the first time, and I was introduced to her, and she said, "Where do you come from?" I said, "The UK," and she took a slight step back, and I thought, well, I have a bit of size, but she doesn't know who I am, so I shouldn't intimidate her too much. I then realised that you have to declare a side sometimes, and I'd quite clearly identified the wrong side of the divide that suggests in sporting terms it was the U of L that I should be aligning with rather than the U of K. But that United Kingdom distinction that I then expand upon, and with Councilwoman Barbara Saxton-Smith on Sunday I was in Smoketown, and exactly the same thing happened. It was a little bit more upfront and personal in the rebuff, but I learned quickly that you have to adapt to your environment. And that's what I'm talking about this morning, adapting to our environment, locally and globally, adapting to the social, cultural and economic challenges that face our societies every single minute of every single hour of every single day. It's what and how and who and when and why that effect will have an impact on our young people that we all have to accept have to be an investment. I make no excuses on the basis that I am seeking charity. I'm seeking a social, cultural and economic investment in the currency and potential of a priceless commodity, young people. That is what I have spent my life dedicated to, on the basis that it ultimately, on the suggestion of the title, Violence Prevention Programs, Why Isn't It Working? It was meant to thought-provoke you, because you're all here because you care. And that's why I would very much like to thank again the Muhammad Ali Centre for hosting what has been an incredible journey to date, and an incredible relationship to date. And Erin Herbert has brilliantly articulated partially the reason for why I believe that question, which is always asked, but I've been coming here for 10 years. And the Muhammad Ali Centre and all its programs and work have been coming to Manchester in the UK for 10 years. So it's like everything, a journey, and a journey that is inspired by a great man, a great Olympian, a great humanitarian, a great champion, a great sportsman. And he inspired me when I had my disaffection. I lost my father at a young age. My mother was the ultimate warrior and is still the best coach I have. But I was brought up by a community not dissimilar to yourselves, very diverse, but very much interested in what I would achieve. Karate became something that gave me discipline and the ability to protect myself, because in the East End of London, race, religion and immigration were still issues. And once I ran out of the speed that I would get away from my adversaries, you had to stand and fight. So I thought I'd better go and learn to fight. So I went to a karate class. There was no champion potential. It was a mental, physical and emotional need. I wasn't blessed with this height, but I do remember watching my black and white television in that one room 4-room existence. And there was a young man walking his talk in the ring and out of the ring. And it's so important to remember, as every single one of us will have been inspired by somebody who took the time to engage us with one positive word. Forget the negatives, this has to be about the positives. My gold medals, as I was to discover, exposed me, and many would say I became someone who used sport as the passport out of my ghetto. I realised that I had an extraordinary childhood. There was no disadvantage, there was no disaffection, just a need of some direction, some tough love. And I'm a great advocate of tough love, the nurture nature. The thing that we seem to forget in this politically correct time, where everyone's scared to literally communicate what they feel in the right and appropriate way. Well, my medals gave me the opportunity to translate all that I achieved on the square into public life. And I've since served 6 prime ministers across 20 to 25 to 30 years, in fact, on the issue that is close to my heart. The role of sport as a social vehicle of change, and how that would make an impact on the lives of the communities that I have come from and I still represent and fight for.